Hello, I'm Gail Ellis and welcome to PEPELT, Picture Books in European Primary English Language Teaching. First of all, Happy New Year to you all. And our theme for January 2020 is celebrating diversity, and our book of the month is Amazing by Steve Antony. Children with disabilities are underrepresented in picture books, and when they are included, we need to question the way in which they are represented. Are they represented in authentic and respectful ways so that both children with and without disabilities can begin to see meaningful similarities between themselves? So I was really pleased to see the inclusion of disabled characters in Amazing. The main character here who uses a wheelchair, and this boy who is wearing a hearing aid, and further in the story we meet another boy who's wearing very thick lens glasses. However, I have to say that initially I was a little bit concerned about the title, Amazing. And I thought, oh no, please don't let this be a picture book that sensationalizes disability. So often people with disabilities are referred to as remarkable or exceptional or inspirational. And this is what Stella Young argues against in her 2014 TED Talk, I'm Not Your Inspiration. We'll provide you the link. Also, sometimes when characters are included in picture books, they're included in a didactic way. Where the assumed audience is non-disabled children who need educating about disability. And as Stella Young argues in her talk, disabled people are just the same as everybody else going about their daily lives, because disability is just another form of diversity and human variation. And this is what Steve Antony achieves so well in Amazing. The main character here is a boy who talks about everything he does with his pet dragon, Zibbo. It's not about a boy who uses a wheelchair. In other words, the wheelchair does not define his character. The fact that he uses a wheelchair is unremarkable and incidental. And this is what Steve Antony refers to as incidental inclusiveness. There's no moralistic or educational message, and the lived reality of disability is portrayed accurately. The boy's wheelchair is visible on almost every illustration. And as we can see here in this double spread where he's talking about all the things he and Zibbo do together. We laugh, we sing, we learn, we sail, we dance, we snack, we draw, and we snooze. And in this illustration, where they are playing hide and seek, the impracticality of hiding behind a tree in a wheelchair is not concealed. Now, the story is told by the boy, narrated in the first person, so the boy is given agency and a voice to tell his own story. The language is quite simple and told mainly the story is told mainly using the simple present. There are lots of action verbs to talk about all the things he and Zibbo do together, and the illustrations synchronize with the narrative to support children's understanding. Now, I talk about multiliteracies. My initial thought was, oh, I'll use Amazing to develop disability literacy. Then I thought, no, actually, that will be turning Amazing into a didactic object, which is what Steve Antony avoids. I'm sure it's not what he'd want me to do anyway. So in keeping with his concept of incidental inclusiveness, I've decided to use Amazing to develop visual and transport literacy, as the illustrations show many different wheel devices, which are a source of mobility and independence. The front cover shows a group of diverse friends, all on wheels, and this illustration is expanded on the fifth double spread where they are joined by another girl on a bicycle and a boy on a skateboard. And this illustration, which is a quite detailed double spread of a street scene, lots of lovely cultural information, cultural details here too, shows many other wheel devices that the children can look out for and name, cars and buses and vans. But on closer inspection, you can also see a toy car here, which has wheels, a wheelie bin, there's a trolley here for transporting heavy objects. There's a pram here, the suitcases in the car almost certainly have wheels on, and children can add other examples of their own. And you could also ask them to tell you what street signs they would expect to find in a street scene like this. So Amazing provides a fantastic example of incidental inclusiveness. And this is also referred to as immersive literature. And if you'd like to find out more about this, I've written an article for the CLELE Journal where I compare Susan Laughs and Amazing. I also show how you can introduce the concept of the social model of disability using Winnie the Witch. And this is based on and adapted from an idea from Scope, which is a disability charity based in England and Wales. So if you want to use Amazing to develop disability literacy, of course you can. And I think this would be particularly meaningful if you have children with disabilities in your class, in any of your classes, because they could talk about their own lived experiences, if this was appropriate, of course, because childhood provides an important window for changing perceptions about disability, and it would be beneficial for both children, for children who have a disability, or for children who have a family member who has a disability, to be in an environment where disability is recognized as another form of diversity. You could take your class on a walk around the school neighborhood, and you could ask them to look out for any adjustments that have been made in the environment to support people with disabilities, such as ramps, such as tactile pavements, curb ramps, traffic lights with sound signals, accessible parking places, multimodal signage, and so on. Because disability literacy means being at ease with people who have differences, and also using the appropriate discourse to talk about disability. So I'd just like to show you this as well, that you've perhaps seen this meme before, but it's important that we remember that there are many disabilities that are not visible. So thank you, Steve Antony, for Amazing and this fantastic example of incidental inclusiveness. This plays such a crucial role in helping children learn how to embrace the wide-ranging nature of the term diversity. And this is how the word amazing is used in the story. Zibbo may be different, but he is my best friend. When we're together, I know that anything is possible because Zibbo is amazing. So coming up next is Tasha and then Annetta. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next month. Bye.